I'll tell you, there is nothing more frustrating than having to go to the bathroom when you're watching a movie that you're really enjoying. Nothing more frustrating.
Initiate Vigilante Mode.
Guys, welcome back to Vigilante Mode. This is going to be a busy Vigilante Mode week. A lot of new releases, and I will talk specifically about one a little bit towards the end of the video. Some of you might be aware, some of you may not be aware. There was a release, a limited release of one of DC's animated films, an adaptation of Alan Moore's famous graphic novel, Batman: The Killing Joke. This is one of the most lauded and appreciated graphic novels in all of comic book history, really. It's sort of a iteration of the Joker's origin, and some people consider it to be his definitive origin. If you don't choose to look at it that way, then it's just a great Elseworld story. It is, suffice to say, a very dark and very nuanced portrayal of both Batman and the Joker. DC Animation, basically. They have their own sort of line of animated films, and this was sort of an offshoot of a lot of the television-related media that they had, starting off in the 90s with Batman the Animated Series. This is sort of the progression of that. Throughout the years, they've released several straight-to-DVD films, and some of them better than others, but I'd say for the most part, they've been very good. The last few releases, particularly The Dark Knight Returns, another one of DC Comics' great graphic novels, they, I think, saw that there was a real high appreciation for these works. They decided to not only release this Alan Moore adaptation of The Killing Joke on Blu-ray and DVD, they decided to put it in theaters for a very limited release. For those of you who have not read the graphic novel, this film really does a pretty good job at adapting that material and also expanding it. It's not the most physically dense graphic novel or comic book. The content is very dense and very layered, and to make it a film, they essentially added a little bit more to the story. That is mostly in the form of Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl's storyline that's kind of developed further. I really enjoyed this movie. I'm gonna actually have to say that this is one of my favorite of not only the DC Animated Universe films, but one of my favorite films of the summer. A film is a film, and it was a very good film. Mark Hamill is most famously known for playing Luke Skywalker in the Star Wars saga. He's probably secondly most famous for doing the voice of the Joker in the Bruce Timm Animated Universe. It opened up with a really lovely interview with him, and he was just discussing the history of the character. Seeing this movie in theaters, it kind of reminded me of Mask of the Phantasm, another great Batman story. In my opinion, one of the best Batman film adaptations. It had some similar elements. I think they actually kind of maybe took some elements from the Alan Moore story and kind of injected them into Mask of the Phantasm. This reminded me of that experience. It's a dark, gritty story. It really explores the relationship dichotomy between Batman and the Joker, but also the Batman family. This movie explores a relationship between Batman and Batgirl, and I don't want to give too much away, but they take that relationship into unexplored territory for the Batman mythos. They did kind of play with it a little bit in the animated series, but here they really made something out of it, and I was really fascinated. I really love the voice work of many of the characters in this film. Tara Strong, an actor I'm not really familiar with, she provided the voice for Batgirl. I thought she did a great job. We have the return of Kevin Conroy, pretty much the voice of Batman that I hear when I read the comics. We also had Mark Hamill playing the Joker. The Alan Moore story of The Killing Joke, it explores somewhat of the Joker's past and kind of how he views his own life. And again, with like that relationship between Batman and the Joker, it actually creates some common threads of relatability that you might not expect. I love seeing it on screen. It was a great presentation. The animation was beautiful. Sometimes I forgot I was watching an animated film, and 2D animation is kind of a dying art in a lot of ways. And I'm glad that Warner Brothers is sort of keeping that alive with their superhero properties. I think a lot of superheroes are probably best served in animation. It's kind of the balance between live action and comic books. This just was a really cool way to see that story come to life. I was okay with the additions that they made. In fact, like the prologue of the movie is almost like a completely original story that is woven into what happens with the relationships between Batman, Batgirl, the Joker, etc. It was really just quite a beautiful film. At the end of the summer, I'm going to have like a countdown of my favorite movies of the summer. And I was thinking that I probably wouldn't incorporate this, but so far since it is one of my favorites of the summer, I'm going to probably incorporate that. That's just what I'm going to do. It's my show, I can do whatever I want. I really love this movie. It's a shame that I missed a few minutes because I had to go to the bathroom. I can't wait to see it again, and I'm probably going to revisit the graphic novel as well. I'm going to give Batman the Killing Joke an A-. This was a great animation. Again, it was one of the best experiences I've had in a cinema all summer, and I really think that when it comes out on video or Netflix or whatever, you should check it out. You'll probably enjoy it more than any of the animations you've seen. I would put this pretty high up on the list of the DC Animated Universe films. The Flashpoint Paradox is up there, Under the Red Hood is up there, and this is somewhere in there. Those are my thoughts on the Batman the Killing Joke special event. If you got a chance to see it, what did you think? What did you think of the changes? What did you think of the relationship dynamics between Batman, Batgirl, the Joker, Gordon, etc.? Here's a quick little tidbit. I'm going to be appearing, at least I hope that I am not cut out of the movie, but I'm going to be appearing in this film called Nerve. It stars Emma Roberts, Dave Franco. I had the privilege of being a part of the film. I hope that you guys get a chance to see the movie and see some of my work. No, I don't have any lines in the movie. I was what's called a featured extra. I'll explain a little bit more about like what my role was when the video was released. But I just wanted to let you know that I'm in the film and it's a chance to, see me on the big screen, and that I'm not going to be doing a review on that. I don't think it would make a lot of sense for me to review a film that I'm in. There's already kind of like some bias in that sense, even though I'm not like a big part of the movie. So I'm going to do a spotlight on that. It's been a while since I've done a spotlight, so I'm going to just sort of talk about the film and the production and the process and show you some cool pictures that I took while I was on set. Also going to be reviewing Jason Bourne, so look out for that. Got a new theme song, wondering what you think of it. And another piece of music written and created by Simon Ruby. Here's his link once again, and I'll have a link attachment somewhere floating around here. If you're on your computer, you'll be able to just link to that directly. I really like this theme song, just me personally. It's a little bit smoother and like more chill. Please like, share, and subscribe to Vigilante Mode Reviews. Until next time.
Vigilante Mode deactivated.